Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and I'm still playing Phantom Leader, and it's the 5th day now of my Rolling Thunder campaign, and my homebound card of the last day was All Good Things. And that card allows me to choose one target from the target deck, and which is even better, to treat this target as having a politics value of 0. So I'm now allowed to take a look into the target deck, and we've got a convoy, politics 1, victory points 2. So obviously I'm trying to take a card which has a high politics value, so that I don't have to move the politics marker. And I want a card which gives me a lot of victory points. This is a covered mission into Laos with 1 victory point. That's not interesting. Close air support, politics 1, victory points 3. Victory points are okay, but just 1 politics is not so interesting. And here we have a major airfield, politics 4, victory points 4. So that will be my next target. We have a lot of planes. We have 7 planes we can use, a lot of sites, lots of bandits, lots of hits to inflict. And it says runways. Until the target is destroyed, draw 1 random bandit counter for the center area at the start of each turn. So it's not gonna be that easy. Okay. And we don't have to move the politics counter. So the next thing is we're determining the sites. Okay, now we can see the sites. And well, there are lots of them. And they're gonna be even more planes then. So it's gonna be a hard mission. Well, what I can say about the sites we have up here, these 2 sites which have a range of 1, that only attack lower altitude planes, and we have another one of these sites here. So it might be a little dangerous to come from the north in low altitude. Well, it's really hard to say actually. We have here another site with a range of 1 from the center area, another one here. We have this high altitude site here. So I gotta come up with a plan here. It's definitely not that simple this time. Okay, I finally have a plan now. It was pretty complicated. It's a hard mission, so it took me some time to work it out. The basic idea is these 2 guys here, my 2 fast pilots, Too Tall and Monger, they're trying to destroy the bandits. And then there is, in addition, Stash. He's gonna try to attack, well, that is the wrong That's the wrong missile. He's gonna try to attack first a bandit in a long range, and then he's got 2 additional rockets. He might use to suppress attacks or maybe also destroy some other bandits. Let me see. Guess we're gonna approach from the north. It's not that it's not that important from where. I guess we're gonna approach from the north. And then this fast pilot here, Vapor, he's gonna use these 2 AGM-45, which are only effective against radar using sights, and he's gonna try to destroy that side. And we're gonna approach in a high altitude. So except for this side and maybe bandits, there's gonna be no danger in the first turn. Then we're gonna enter the north approach zone. Oh, and I forgot. I'm gonna use one of these AGM-12 in my first turn, a smart weapon, to destroy one of these sides, probably that one. And in the second turn I'm gonna enter the north approach zone. Gonna use the second AGM-12 weapon to destroy for example that side here. Well, I've got 4 of these AGM-12 weapons, and during my approach phases I'm gonna destroy simply that side here, this side, and that side. So all the sides in the approach zones with a range of 1 that could enter the center area while I'm in there should then be destroyed, and also one of these sides in the center area should be destroyed. Furthermore, I'm allowed to take away simply this side because of the intelligence status. It allows me to take away -1 center side. So finally, when I reach the center area, there should be only this infantry left, and I simply ignore that. It doesn't matter, it's not that important. The problem might be some planes, but it's hard to see now how many planes are gonna come up. Then in the center side he's gonna stay in high altitude and throw the GBU-10, a smart bomb which can do significant damage. And some other pilots have normal bombs, the MK-84 mostly, which is also a heavy bomb. But you got to roll good to do some real hard damage, so it's not that simple. And he's got an MK-84 and an MK-82, and Pigeon also has 2 MK-84 and MK-82. He's got an ECM pod. He's the only pilot who has this ECM pod because he's a newbie. He only has a stress resistance of 1, and then he's going to be shaken and you can't completely forget him. So we definitely don't want to take him any attacks. That's why I gave him an ECM pod. The others don't have an ECM pod because we have to save some weight. We need weapons to inflict these 12 hits and to defend against the bandits that might come up over the airfield. So I simply couldn't afford to take too many ECM pods with me. Okay, so start from the south, take the dangerous side out with smart weapons, go down in the center, throw bombs, and hope that there are not too many bandits. This is my idea of this mission, and it's an expensive mission. It's an expensive mission in the perspective of special operation points, because it's here, up there in the north, and we have to use our refuel priority for 7 aircraft, and that means that alone costs me 5 special operation points. And then the smart weapons. I got 4 of these AGM-12 and one GBU-10. So that cost me 2 for the AGM-12 and 1 for the AGM-10 for the GBU-10. So these are gonna be 3 in addition to that 5. So these will be 8 special operation points. But luckily during the last missions I didn't spend too many, so I think it's okay to do this now. It's a high value target, so I think I can risk to spend some special operation points on that target. Okay, so let's start. We draw the target bound event card. And it says Television War. Distracted leadership. Move political counter 1 to the left. Very good. And then we place the aircraft in the pre-approach areas. So let's see. We got Vapor. Now they all enter the area in high altitude with the H. And Boomer. Okay, here they are. And now we're gonna determine the bandits present. And that is definitely interesting. We start again in the north approach area and then go clockwise. Let's see what comes up. No bandit. Well, that's a good start. Again, no bandit. Perfect. Yes, that's exactly what I want. Great. Okay, here we got our first guy, a MiG-19. That's pretty far away. And a second one, another MiG-19. Okay. No bandit. I'm already happy, it's good. Perfect, no bandit. So this is really lucky. And in the center now, here we got a MiG-17. Let me see. This is no bandit. Yeah, well that's basically it. So I think here we were really lucky. Just 3 bandits. Could be much worse. So now I'm pretty confident about this mission. Okay. And then we can do the intelligence air defense destruction. And this is going to be that side here. That goes away. And now we're going to draw our over-target event card. And that says rules of engagement. And there is no adjustment. And that was good luck, because normally this is a pretty bad card. But as an over-target event card, it's no problem. So now it's the beginning of turn 1, and because of the runways we have to draw a random bandit counter, and that's no bandit, no starting airplane here. And then first my fast pilot's attack, and we start with Vapor. He uses his 2 AGM-45. He needs a 5 to hit. He's got a +1 air to ground modifier, so he needs a 4 to destroy this SA2 site, which is exactly 2 spaces away. So he should hit that site, otherwise it could return fire. Yeah, he needs a 4. So let's hope for the best here. That's a 9. That is good enough. So this side is gone. That was the first step for a successful mission. And then Monger, I'm just wondering, yeah, Monger can use one of his, or basically he could actually use 2 of his AIM-7 rockets to destroy the MiG-17 here. Yeah, so he needs to roll a 6, but he's got a +2 modifier, so he needs a 4 to destroy the MiG. That's a 5. So the bandit is destroyed. And as you can see here, these AIM-7, they have a range of 2, and that's 0. That shows that you only can use them if you are at least 2 away. So this is a special thing about these AIM-7 weapons. They are only long-range weapons, and you can't use them in close combat. Okay. And then the others, yeah, exactly, we can, yeah, the sites can't attack. It's not possible because we are at a high altitude, and all these sites here are sites that attack only planes that are in a low altitude, and the MiG is much too far away. Both of them actually are too far away to attack. So now Papa can attack. He's a slow pilot and he can attack now. He uses his AGM-12 to, well, simply to destroy, let's say, this side here. And he needs a 2. He's got a +1 modifier, so he only needs to roll a 2. That's a 3. So the side is destroyed. And the same does Boomer with his AGM-12. He also has a +1 modifier. And he attacks this side here. And a 4, so the side is destroyed. Okay, until now we were pretty successful. And this turn is over. No, it isn't. We have to move our pilot, so we move here in the north approach zone. We stay at a high altitude. And then the bandit moves, and we have to roll in which area he moves, because all areas are one area away from my planes. Normally he would move to the closest area, but it's all the same, so we have to roll for that. And he moves to the center area. And the other one moves to the east approach area. Okay. So, and then it's the beginning of turn 2, and we have to draw another bandit counter to see if a bandit starts. And again we were lucky. Well, after this mission I can't really complain about bad luck. And now my fast pilots can attack, and it will be too tall. And he uses 2 of his AIM-9 rockets to destroy this MiG-19. He's got a +0 modifier, so he needs a 6 to hit. And it's exactly a 6. So the MiG-19 is destroyed. And then it's Monger, and he also uses 2 of his rockets to destroy that MiG-19 here. And he needs, he's got a +1 modifier, so he needs a 5 to hit. And that's a 9. We're rolling really good in this mission, it's working perfect. So it's also destroyed. Because we are at high altitude, there is nothing that can attack us. And again, Papa is going to use one of his smart weapons, this AGM-12, to destroy this side here. It has a range of 1, so it could attack us if we enter the center area. And because of his +1 air to ground modifier, he simply needs a 2 to hit. Wait a minute. He's got a +1 modifier, so he doesn't need to roll actually. I don't know, I made an error there before. He just needs a 2 to hit. Yeah, of course, and if he rolls a 1, +1 is 2. So that side is destroyed. And the same is gonna happen with this center side here, which is gonna be attacked by Boomer. And he also uses the AGM-12, so it's also an automatic hit, because he also has a +1 air-to-ground bonus. And that's the end of my attacks, so now we can enter the center area. And now it's going to be a little different. Let me see, Too Tall stays at high altitude. because we don't want him attacked. He's already quite stressed, so it's not good if he's attacked, for example, by the infantry. So he stays at high altitude. Monger might go down. It's not that bad for him. And Vapor has to go down because he carries bombs that can only be used in a low altitude. Same with Stash. In a high altitude because he carries a bomb which can be only used from high altitudes. Boomer has a bomb for low altitude, and Pigeon has also bombs that can only be used in low altitude. Okay, so they're now over the target and it's turn 3, and we got to draw another bandit counter, and this time it's a MiG-19 that started during the attack. So it's again my fast pilots that are allowed to attack, and it's gonna be too tall, and he's gonna use his AIM-9 to destroy the MiG-19. So he's got an air-to-air modifier of +0, so he needs a 6 for a hit. And that's a 9. The MiG-19 is destroyed. Very good. Then my second fast pilot can attack. That is Vapor. He's got... no, wait a minute. First, Monger will attack. I made an error here. I should have taken him... No, yeah, that's good. He's in low altitude. Perfect. So he can try to attack the infantry. He's got an air-to-ground modifier of +2. He can use his gun. And the gun does a hit at a 10, but because of the modifier I only need an 8 to kill the infantry. It's a 2. Not good enough. So now it's Vapor, and he throws his bomb. He takes additional stress of 1 to concentrate, so he gets this +1 modifier. And this is going to be pretty important now, because we don't have that much bombs with us, so it's not so clear if we can really inflict the 12 hits. So we now have a +2 modifier because of the extra stress. And let's see. That's an 8. Luckily, we nearly had a 2, but it came to an 8. So that is very good, because that would be a 10, and everything which is an 8 or higher does 3 damage. So it's a pretty good start. And the second bomb, that's a 6. +2 is just an 8. Perfect. So we do 6 damage, the maximum damage with the first 2 bombs. We're really doing fine during this mission. We're rolling very, very good. It could have been completely different if we were unlucky here, but that's really great now. So these were my fast pilots, and now it's the infantry. And it can attack one of the low-flying pilots. So I'm going to roll which one is the target. There are 5 low-flying pilots. And this is going to be Boomer. Okay. I simply have to risk it. The infantry can't damage, it can't destroy my plane. On a 10 it would be a damage. That would be bad, but I'm just hoping for the best here. Oh no, it's a 10. That's bad. That's really bad. So now Boomer is damaged. That was the first really bad thing that happened during this mission. So, problem is now he can't attack anymore, so the weapon is removed and he takes 2 stress points. If he would be damaged a second time during this mission, we could somehow mark this. Maybe we should place the stress points in the middle here to indicate that he was damaged. If he would be damaged a second time during this mission, the plane would be destroyed. So luckily we did 2 really great hits with these 2 first bombs. Otherwise it would have been really hard to do the 12 hits without Boomer throwing his bomb. But okay. So now it's Stash, and he's also gonna take some extra stress to concentrate. He's got these 2 bombs here, so first he's gonna take this MK84 and attack, and that's a 6. So he's got a +2 modifier and a +1, so a +3 modifier. So these are again 3 hits. Very good. So it's now 9 damage. And then he can use his MK82. And that's an 8. So that's a 10. Actually, it's an 11. So he does 2 damage. It's perfect. So we are now at 11, 9, and 2. So it's now 11. So basically there should be no problem. And then simply Papa uses his special weapon, and there isn't a possibility to miss because it already does damage on a 0. So we definitely have 12 hits after dropping this weapon, and we managed to destroy the major airfield. Very good. We have 1 damaged plane. That wasn't that good, but it wasn't destroyed, so it was the mission counts as a full success, and we will get all our 2 experience points. Okay, to be honest, during this mission I was very lucky. There were nearly no bandits, or at least very few, considering that we were attacking a major airfield. And we also were very lucky in the results of our bombing attacks at the end. So yeah, it could have been much worse. But yeah, let's do the paperwork now. Well, not yet actually. We have to draw a homebound event card. I nearly forgot that. And that's an AC-47 Spooky. And it says pause strike. You may spend 1 special option point to gain 1 victory point. Well, that's something I'm gonna do. Definitely. That's worth the victory point. Okay. So, as you can see here, I spent 9 special option points. I got just 31 remaining, so it was an expensive mission regarding this, but on the other hand, I've earned 5 victory points because of this additional points of the target bound card, of the homebound card. So it was a very successful mission, and I think it was worth the special option points. Furthermore, we have some promotions again. Pigeon, after his first mission as a newbie, he's now promoted. He just needed 2 experience points. He's now promoted to a green, and that is actually also the reason why I took him with me. It was a little risky, but basically he didn't do anything. He just flew the mission and that's it. He's now green, and he's much better now. He has a normal stress resistance, and his stats are also not that bad anymore. You can see that here. His stress resistance was ridiculous. His stats were terrible, but now he's let's say normal. He's okay. You can use him from time to time, I guess. And the second pilot that will be promoted is Pepper. He just needed 4 experience points, and he just has them now, so he's now promoted to a skilled pilot. And very good, he's now again a fast pilot with some good stats. Yeah, he improved a little bit in air-to-ground combat, but he's now a little worse in air-to-air, but that's not the point. The important thing is he's another fast pilot, and that is very important. Also, Stash is promoted. He needs 5 experience points. He now has 6, so we can actually make him a veteran pilot. Here we are. Our second veteran. And he now has very good stats here, especially in air-to-ground, +3. This is awesome. He's also quite stress resistant. That's a very good thing to have him now in our squad. And let me see, is there another promotion? Yes, there is. It's actually Tutal, our, well, not so strong starfighter pilot, but he's now a veteran. So his stats are better now than before, and the important thing is he's more stress resistant than he was before. So yeah, it's definitely an improvement. Okay. Well, we're at the end of day 5 of the campaign. We have only one shaken pilot. That is actually Vapor. He's got a stress of 4, and he's only got here stress 0 to 3. So he's shaken, so we might actually not use him during our next mission. All other pilots are fine. And well, I hope to see you on day 6 of the campaign. Until then, bye.